When we hold on to vulnerability, waiting for someone else to be vulnerable, what happens is we're now not seeing what vulnerability does to them. If you start to love someone and you ask someone some really beautiful questions and you start to share your own emotion, not making sure that they go first, right? That's the trick about vulnerability. That's the trick about love and life, is we say, if you go first, I'll go. You don't lose if you go first. It's okay to go first and then wait for them to come towards. Now, the anxious person wants to take up all the space the avoidant person needs. So we start chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing. But ultimately, when you chase people, you don't leave space for them to step into. So there's a lot to learn here, but it sounds like you're doing everything right. I would just say that earlier in the process, you were with them for 6 months. I'm almost certain there's a red flag earlier in this, an avoidance signal. Now, there are people who love bomb early and they share all the things they want and they love all, and they can't wait and blah, 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 blah. And then as soon as there's intimacy, maybe even sex or both, they run. And they run for the hills. And then they'll come up with lots of spiritual language like, oh, I'm just finding myself, and there's this, I went to this place and I got my chakras aligned and blah, blah, blah. But it's, at the end of the day, it's really like, are their actions and their words lining up? Whenever we say things like, oh, believe actions over words. No, don't. That's anytime there's a disconnect, get curious. It's a red flag. Every time there's a disconnect between actions and words. If you believe actions over words and they're like showing up like a partner and they're saying they don't want a relationship, if you believe actions over words, you're in a trap. You're done. You're done. So this is more about getting curious. Whenever you feel that, get curious. Ask questions. Hey, I noticed this. If someone's avoidant and you just say, hey, I noticed when, like when we get close, it feels like you pull away. Well, if they're avoidant, they're fucking gone. You don't even, just invite those vulnerable questions.